Alright, sorry about that, guys. Just a little bit of technical difficulties to start off with. I'm not quite sure what happened, but we are back to normal, or back to business. So here we are. This is Silverstone, just in Q1, with Tier 2. Here we go. If anybody is watching along at home, can you just let me know what the weather is going to be throughout like the race and the rest of quali? It would be great. Yeah, besides from that, it looks very wet out there. Everybody is out in full wet, so that's just a given. We've got to just grab who is actually one of the first people across the line, if any. Okay, so there we are. Right. Did Brad manage to make it back in? Yes, he did. So that is Lars coming around the final couple of corners, but he has also got a car ahead of him, which I think might be Cami. No, it is not Cami. It was Wicken with a 43.7. Sorry about that, this guys. I'm just a little bit all out of sorts because of coming in late. Unfortunately, it happens from time to time. Yeah, so wet quali, not quite sure, as Russ does a 44.2, so half a second already in it. Armin does a 43 flat, so 7 tenths in it. His J-Doy is now on his lap. And I can bring you the up-to-date driver standings while we go through Q1. So, Tier 2 currently stands as Armin 26 points ahead. So all he's got to do... Oh, Wicken's retired. Wicken has crashed. All Armin has to do is keep the same amount of points that he's got going into today's race at the end of the race. And... or outscore J-Doy by a point. And the championship is his. As next week we are off to Brazil. Then Paranoid is running out the top 3 on 149 points, coming in P4, followed by Colby, Schnitzy, Wicken, Ginge, Diani, Ronan, Bab, Red Dog, Teddy Henke, Lars, Callum Tyler, Claymore, Scotty, Jackets, Gracer, and Nico Rosberg. Nico Rosberg not having the season that he thought he would be, but it happens. And the constructor standings, Williams is so far out ahead that it's just depressing for everybody else. They're on 856 points compared to McLaren in P2 on 606. Then Alpha Tauri rounding out the top 3 on 552, Alfa Romeo on 430, Red Bull on 408, Ferrari on 405, Haas 399, Aston on 367, Alpine on 343, and Mercedes on 299. So that is all of the standings. Yeah. As J-Doy's gotten into P3. FLR, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be pronouncing this. Making his debut today after passing his trial on Wednesday, I want to say. Wet Silverstone, far from ideal, but seems to be making a good impression so far. Brad is in P8, Lars 9. Let's see what Theodore can do. Hey, Blue. Uh, yeah. Right, so that we can stop actually calling you Blue, what is your real name? Because you've been here this long and we don't know it yet. If it was a little bit rude to be calling you Blue every time we refer to you, when we know everybody else's name. Shado's just gone quickest. Apparently Colby is having connection issues. But yeah, set a lap, and that is Ginge with a big snap of oversteer. As Lars is getting a snap of oversteer too. Nerf Pack's leaving the pits. Osso is in sector 2. I don't know, Teabag. None of them have answered my question. A little bit rude if you ask me. I can't really roast them at the moment because, you know, it's a wet Silverstone. They're kind of focused on not eating a barrier. So Claymore's on an outlet. Jacket is invalidated, but that is a Red Bull very close to him. Was that Brad? It was Brad. I hope it's not a wet race. Not to do commentary on anyway, because they're not particularly fun to commentate on, as they're not like particularly action filled. Yeah, wet quality dry race. Just means the 26 laps of the race will go relatively quickly compared to the sort of 1 minute 45 lap times we're expecting. As Kiani's just retired. Where did Kiani crash? That looks like the exit of Cops. That is the exit of Cops. Cammy looking to improve on his lap time. When the conditions like this, it's just about patience. It's not necessarily just trying to smash the accelerator. Yeah, Luke, even if you don't, you can just come and join me on comms again for the second week in a row. I'm playing. I hope that you do actually get to stay in the race this week. It's not a particularly action-packed quality session. We've not seen anybody spin out. As I say that, FLR doesn't have a front wing. Yeah, Kiani, what happened, bud? I saw that you crashed out at the exit of Cops. It's drying up as we speak. Okay. That's Claymore with an invalidated lap as he goes through what is Chapel. Hey, Otto. Are you going to bring the ozone with you today, or are you like depressing them that much that they've just stopped riding with you now? Yeah, I think I'll just stick with Blue. Because I'm terrible with names, so I'm probably going to butcher that even if I try it. Yeah, it looks horrible. Claymore is coming up to turn 4 and 5. It's a little bit slippy in the dry, let alone in these sort of conditions, but that Mercedes does look kind of good in the wet. Goes through sector 1. I've not kept track of anybody's sector times at the moment, so I don't know what's a good sector and what's a bad sector. I'm just trying to get my bearings back around me after being kicked out of the lobby as soon as I started the stream. So it's going to take me a little while to build into this stream. It's not going to be as energetic as Baby Dan used to be. And it's definitely not going to be as informative and discussion based as last week. Oh, 1 second, I've just got to knock at my front door. What's Claymore got? Takes a nice run through Club and Vale. Final corner, extra slippy on the exit. Puts himself up into P7. It's not a bad lap time, that. Right, let's jump on board with Nerf Pack, shall we? As he's currently in P16, but Jacket is behind on an outlap. Ginger's retired. That looks like a crash on his way into the pit lane. Nope, he's retired as he's entered the pit lane. I actually think that's a little bit brave by Ginge. I don't think he's entirely safe there. You lost your wing and you didn't have enough time to get in and back out. That's fair. Yeah, it's one of the longest stops of the season, this one. I think it's something around about like 28, 29 seconds as Colby just smashes through with a new faster start of Q1. Yeah, it's just the start that you needed. Hey, on the upside, it can only get better. In fairness, you're not that far ahead of Brad. You're only 22 thousandths ahead of him. As Nerfpack does a 45.8. So we'll ride on board with Jacket, who is the only man yet to set a time, but it's still in the session. That's one thing to add. With the new patch update, we have had the updated libraries for the cars. Because, you know, a lot of them look completely different to how they did at the beginning of the season because everybody stripped paint off to cut back on weight. So there'll be a lot more exposed carbon fibre. And general just little subtle differences to each car, maybe a couple new sponsorships here or there that the teams have attracted throughout the season. Unless you're Cammy, then you'll be driving sponsorships away from the team. As Jacket does a 46.3, so half a second off of Nerf Pack. J-Dot is also improving. I know, Cammy, I got there first. Anybody watching along, if you're having any footage with your streaming services tonight, please read the announcement that Dan has just posted. Ross is just, everybody's just retiring at the moment, as these are the final runs of quali, as J-Dot is just purpled the middle sector. Kiani, there is one upside of starting at right at the back, and that is that you tend to avoid all the chaos into turn one where people in the midfield break instead of just lifting slightly. As J-Dot has just gone half a second quicker than Colby. McLaren's running very close together again, also with a great qualifying session in that Red Bull. As I say, that Brad just pulled that lap out of nowhere. Ginge, you did make it through to Q2, so just to clarify, Ronan did sneak into P2 there, pipping Colby and Cammy. Brad down to P5, Armin, Teddy, Paranoid, also Claymore rounding out the top 10, Ross, FLR, gonna need to figure out a better way of saying that. Lars, Ginge, Wicken will make it into Q2, but he won't be able to make a run, so it'll only be top 14. Jacket, Nerfpack, and Kiani unable to set a time due to DNFing, but that is our top 18. I'll be back in a sec, guys. There we go, I'm back. So, is this time for inters? It is time for inters. So, also his fan base has just joined us. I'm gonna just pronounce that as Stingray because the only difference is it's written with a Z. Saying also out of Q1, let's go. So. Yeah, could have gone along those lines myself. Benefits of having a name that's spelt weird that nobody really takes the spelling of it, so I can just choose whatever I want when it comes to names on games and PSN tags, things like that. Let's see who is... I'm just trying to find who is actually the first man out on track. I think it might be Armin. It's either Armin or Cammy. It is Cammy, followed by Armin. Yeah, I'm always I'm alone most weeks. Last week I was quite fortunate that I had Teabag with me and Colpy, because Colpy disconnected from the session, well, was disqualified before he could even start his race, and Teabag got home from work just as the race started, so he thankfully hopped in and gave me a helping hand, and Colpy just decided that he wanted to lend a hand with these new admin roles, so decided that he's got to jump on comms and just have a general chat about what was going on in the world of F1. Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel does not look fun in these conditions. There we go, that's a lot quicker than last time out. And the three that have followed each other across the line have all gone quicker than each other. As I say, that Jado has just entered Sector 2. As he comes down towards Stowe. And can he keep it within track limits at Stowe though? Yes he does. Through Maggots, Beckett's, and then into Chapel. Gets a nice run. How does he Sector 2 stack up? Purple Sector 2 as well. So where's this? Gets a nice run through Stowe. Down into the Vale and Club Chicane. Nice run through the final corner. Puts himself into P2 with a 36.386, so only ever so slightly behind Colpy. Still not a lot separating these McLarens. Ginge done a 37.6. FLR the 38.2. Also coming next. I think it's also next. Actually, no, there's going to be a few cross the line in a second. Claymore does a 38.5. Then I think it's going to be Lars, who's just starting a lap. Ross is in the pit. Ronan coming around the final corner. Does a 37.4. So also up next. The braking zone for the chicane is... Oh, he goes into the pits. So that's... I mean, Stingray, we all need a friend like you that just picks on us through everything that we do. At least Arso's got that friend. You went into the pits, Arso. Why did you pit? As Armin's now out on track, going again and looking even quicker than what he was previously. Purple's in the sector. There is traffic ahead of him though. Is that Lars on a lap? No, I think that's Claymore, who's just put himself up into P5 as Armin does go quickest. Also, the only thing that you've missed is about 100 apexes. And watch you later. So basically he's gone into the pits to have a smoke and wait for the rain to dry up a little bit. Because the rain does seem like it is easing and there is a dry line starting to form and everybody's sector times are getting that little bit quicker. Like even Mr. Last Saturday's still up in P5, so well done to Cammy. Solidly mid top 10, as he's been all season. That's not an insult, by the way. It's with how stacked this tier is across the board, it's actually pretty impressive that he remained that consistent. Before he jumps onto the stream like, why'd you be mean to me again? Also out and about to make a mistake. Sorry, Cammy. As Ginger's managed to sneak into the top 4. But is on an in-lap as we speak. I think. Cammy, do you see that little timer in your top left corner? The one that says 4 minutes 52 seconds. Keep an eye on that because you may need to get out again soon. Brad looks like he's got some clear track. Yeah, also is the grandpa of the league. The man will leave it to the last minute and then claim that everything else was early. See, Cammy, it's not just you that's getting it today. Also, I was getting it too. Where's Lars on track? Suffering with boost, and that's what he's doing. Did not seem to have any grip coming out of there. Is this Brooklands or Loftfields? I'm not entirely sure. It's one of the two, I think. I'm normally good with corner names, or corner numbers, just not Sillverstone. I don't know what it is. I just remember the famous corners, but I couldn't even tell you what straight the Lewis Hamilton straight is. That's a car off. That is one of the Alpines getting out of the way, so well done them. As Lars purples the middle sector. Silverstone isn't too confusing. It's a very simple layout. High speed, heavy braking zone, couple of tight and twisty corners, flat out zone. Oh yeah, the names, they just don't make any sense. Like, I think the first corner is like Village or something like that. Or Abbey, one of the two, as Lars puts himself out into P3 with a solid lap. Let's see what Osso's got. As he comes into the loop. Seems to get a better run out of there than what Lars did. Seemed to didn't bog down as much. Does a 30.5 through sector 1. Now all he's got to do is keep it on the track. Takes a wider line through here than what most do, but it is still damp, so it does kind of give him a reason to just try and use as much of the track as possible and get a better run out of the corner. Armin and Paranoid have retired. Ginger's retired. Cammy is on a lap. Claymore is on a lap. Everybody is now out again. Is this Claymore actually behind? Also, or is it Lars? It's Lars. And Lars is also improving on his lap time, but is he going to pit? That snap of oversteer won't help. Also, he's got to find something from somewhere. Does a 38 flat. Also, you know that wait and see that you're on about? Was that wait and see you beat 8 tenths off of P13? Is it? Nope, he's down in the first sector. Jump on board with Claymore as he puts himself up to P5 with a cracking lap. Jado goes into the 35.2s. So half a second clear of Armin. Bradley's in the pits. Colby is on a lap as Colby and Colby, Ginge and Ross are all at risk because Teddy, FLR and also all have laps to complete. Colby up into P2. Wasn't really at risk, was he? Well done, Cammy. Ross has retired. So it's just what Teddy and well actually let's see. Also, yep. No. Well done also. We'll jump on board with Teddy as he comes around the final couple of corners looking to dethrone Ginge from Q3 and does manage it. Not by a great deal though, but Ronan could also come in and pit the pair of them. He is looking quicker if he can hold it together through the final couple of corners. That sausage curb on the outside of the penultimate corner is awful. And he does. He pips the pair of them. So it knocks Ginge out of quali. As well as Teddy. Claymore is through. That is everybody done. So we will be losing Teddy, Ginge, Ross and Osso. I'm gonna say this also, it does help if you are actually out at the front. But for you, it's just a little bit of practice before Sunday. Yeah, so just confirmation that J-Doi setting the pace, followed by Colby, Armin, Paranoid, Cammy, FLR, Ronan, Lars, Claymore, Brad. Then we are losing Teddy, Ginge, Ross, and Osso. So a second, well, just over a second split in P1 and P10 there, with 2 tenths of that alone between P1 and P2, and half a second between P1 and P3. So P3 down to P10 separated by less than half a second. That's impressive. You two are giving me a headache, by the way. That is an unusual view of J-Doi leaving the pits. Yes, also I did tell you that you were giving me a headache. What are you gonna do? Alright, so it now looks dry. DRS open, but that still does look like a little bit of rain. Cut that a little bit tight loop. Just landing on board with Colby as he is the first one across the line, like going to be across the line, so we may as well. He's got pretty much an entire sector on the Mercedes of Lars, so does he turn in too early for turn one? Nope. Did seem to bounce a little bit. And yeah, just a quick one. Sauber now actually being officially confirmed to be taken over by Audi as of 2026, or is it 2023? Either one. It'll be nice to see Audi on the grid, but shame to see Sauber go. I'm gonna say this doesn't look particularly quick by Colby. I know it's the first lap set out of the set of soft, so the track's gonna be rubbering in, but it's just not looking particularly quick. As I say that, he does a 28.1. So, yeah, completely ignore what I said. Lars is invalidated. Paranoid has 2. As apparently the tier 1 guys are not too impressed with the new guys. He seems to have just steamrolled his way through. I'm not sure which one they're on about. Sorry guys, I was just laughing at tier 1 chat. Paranoid is in the pits, Claymore through Maggots, Beckett, into Chapel he goes, a little bit offline. It does purple middle sector somehow, that must just be personal best or best of the cars around it. Oh, a little bit of understeer through Stove. The car just doesn't seem to want to rotate. Seems to be struggling a little bit with understeer through this section. Puts himself up into P6 for the 29-1. Armand's dropped into the 27s, so that's just nice of him to do. Ronan is currently set almost 18 seconds up in his time and invalidates. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Captain is also in the pits, so that is pretty much all of these runs done. Guys, do you want to get any closer on your way out of the pits? As Brad just cuts the pit lane exit. Hey, well done for your first lap there, by the way, Cammy. Solid foundation. Well, if it's your banker lap, then that's a solid lap. Hopefully you've got some more in the tank, and will do what you can to help your teammate close that gap on Armand this week. Right, I'm mean to you, you call it cyberbullying. I say something nice and you're like, oh, stop with the flattery. Which one is it? I think Brad forgot to change gear. Coming down the Hanger straight, I think this is Hanger straight, as you can just see Paranoid in the background. Holds a nice line from Stone. As he's spun it at the penultimate corner, so through goes Paranoid to be the next man across the line. as that was FLR crashing at the start of his lap, so that's not the start he wanted. Ronan is up next, trying to improve on that 1:50. You home yet, Steve? If so, hop in. Yeah, so Ronan at the moment for his first sector, that's why he's almost 18 seconds up there. Given the old pit lane a wide berth, I know a lot of people tend to cut it a little bit. As long as all four wheels don't cross that white line, it does cut off a good portion of the track, and it's a nice run down to Cops. Does get a nice run through the S's though. It's 20 seconds off on that lap time, but that only looks like it's going to put him in around the 1:30 mark, so at Claymore level potentially. That was a Red Bull deciding where it wanted to go. So yes, he does pit Claymore, who's just about to start another lap himself. Brad has retired. Lars is on an outlap. Armin is on one. Cammy is apparently on the world's longest lap around Silverstone. I think this will give some of the GT3 cars a run for their money. This is either an outlap or just the Delta messing up. .128.1, so Paranoid has retired from the session, so Paranoid's had enough. Right on board with Cammy and see if he can make a dent in that gap that Armin's got out at the front at the moment. Needs to be about quarter of a second per sector at this rate. First sector he's down. Gets a nice run through there. Takes the tighter line through here, which a lot of people do, just avoid clipping that inside curve and rotate the car. Because before you know it, your gearbox will be leading the front axle. Down to Cops, dab at the brakes, turn in. A little bit hesitant on the accelerator to stop him understeering out wide. Bring Maggots, Beckett's, Chapel. Is a 10th off at the moment. So it all comes down to 3 corners. 3 corners to make or break his quality run. What's he got through the final corner? Takes a little bit of curve on the inside. There's a 29 points, 27.9. Colby just about to come through. No, Colby is finished. As J-Doid's come in. J-Doid's currently 2 temps up, but he needs to find 7 temps. Not what he needed, the correction there. Lars has put himself up in T2. Okay mate, we were just seeing if you were. So just to clarify, our top 10 will be Armin, Lars by 63 thousandths of a second, Cammy, J-Doy. That is close between J-Doy and Colby. A thousandth of a second in it. Paranoid, Ronan, Claymore, FLR, who is stepping in as a reserve for the first time today. Solid performance by him, putting himself inside the top 10. And Brad, who is making one of his rare Q3 appearances this season, rounding out the top 10, unable to improve on his 37.6. So while we wait on everybody to load in and choose their tyre strats, obviously don't ready up before the host does, the host being Claymore. Anybody watching now? And it's put me in a car. So I'm going to have to complete the formation lap and then retire at the end and then go back to... It's because I joined the session late. So give me a minute, guys. Let me just do this. I've got to deal with this, and then I will be back on comms to do the actual race. So hopefully, yeah, I'm starting right at the back. I'm just going to let everybody go and then just come round and retire at the end of the session. So it's put me in Bab's car. By the looks of it, as he has joined late. And if he joined during quali, it would have put him in his car, but we're now just waiting on Ross to get going. Ross has just left. There's not much I can do at this point to help people get in. So Ross, you're going to have to wait until the end of lap 1, bud. Or just try and get in. Alright, now you actually get to watch your lap of Silverstone from my point of view.
Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap, please.
Which, yeah. I really can't be affecting people's races, so we'll just do not a great deal at the moment. Normally I can talk and drive at the same time, but not when I'm trying to not interfere with races. Actually, while I'm here, I will just invite Ross back, because I'm not actually racing, so my tyres make no difference. So and I can't crash during the one lap of the race that I will be doing, because I don't want to be bringing out a safety car for anybody. So the lap we witnessed from me will be possibly the slowest lap known to man. So hope Bab is in, so off the start I'm just going to let everybody go, but obviously not take too much time to move off the line, or I will just be disqualified from the session. I don't know why it's put me in the car. Probably because I got kicked out of the lobby as it started the session, and when I chose spectator mode, because there was 3 cars, it's just kind of put me in.
Okay, you've got a drive-through penalty. You've been given a drive-through penalty.
There we go, there's a drive-through penalty. It gives me a reason to just not do a lot. There's cars everywhere already. So yeah, even though I'm not in the race, up 6th place, 7 places already.
Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
How? It was off the track. That's fine. So yeah, anybody watching along at home, this is a lap of Sillverstone from my point of view. It is a very slow lap.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
So really the only corner we're going to get to see from my point of view is the ARRs. I wasn't going to battle you for that or anything. Right, that is my race done. I'm going to go back to the commentary booth. Has it actually retired me from the session? Yes, it has. Thank God for that. Because, Steve, I got kicked out of the lobby just as it started. So I end up in a car because there was 2 spare cars. Yeah, unfortunately, there was not much I could do about that unless I retired on the grid, which we don't condone here. I mean, the onboard lap isn't really a bad thing to actually see from the commentator's point of view. It just kind of gives an insight into how the commentators in particular drive. In my case, that is not very well. So we'll jump back into full-time commentary. My race isn't until Sunday. So we will see. So Armin is on the hards, Cammy and J-Dye on the mediums. So would this mean that J-Dye is gonna get? Is Cammy gonna let J-Dye through? No, my racing primarily includes DNFs and track limit penalties, with the occasional overtake. That's it. So yeah, in this instance, based on the championship battle, it might be beneficial for the Williams to make a little old switcheroo and swap the cars around in favour of the drivers' standings, because by the end of today, it is pretty much guaranteed that they are going to be Constructors' Champions again. Sorry, they're going to be Constructors' Champions. It's just, he again came from the fact that Dan has been a Constructors' Champion for the last 3 seasons. And every team he is in seems to be a Constructors' Champion. And yes, they have made the switch. Bab has retired from the session. Where has he crashed? There's Claymore and... Oh, nice move from Claymore there. looking a little bit racy at his home Grand Prix. Okay, not sure what all the yellow dots are on the back of this Mercedes. Bab didn't retire on lap 1, he's just retired, so I'm not quite sure what happened. The Wicken has just set the fastest lap of the race. Hopefully that was Bab just joining us on the stream. Armin knows that all he's got to do is just outscore J-Dot by even if it's a singular point. So, but DRS, the harder compound tyre, it does seem to be running a little bit more downforce, which is going to benefit him through the next sequence of corners. This is a little bit laggy on my end, probably due to being partially desynced from the session, as the leaders are already coming up to lap Ginge and Kiani, as Nerfback and FLR are making moves on each other. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit on my behalf. Hey Bab, do you want to tell us what happened? As also is actually right on the back of Wicken and Jacket. Yeah, it's just... Oh no! No, 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 no. Oh no, also. Yeah, I mean, stopping first doesn't sound particularly fun, Bab. Yeah, T-Bag, you were in that situation a couple of weeks ago at Coulter, weren't you? The spinning car ahead, in this case, it was me, just didn't ghost in time. Yeah, Ginge, at least the safety car is here and it gives you time to catch up, because you weren't lapped yet, so you will be able to pass the safety car. And also get off your phone while you're driving. Anybody caught texting and driving will get free SLPs removed. So, yeah, this is... I'm so sorry also. The moment I decided to drive on board, right on board with this. Why is Paranoid asking if we can restart? That's a solid no. Yeah, I didn't really get to see what happened on lap 1, so I'm completely unaware. Yeah, I did a similar thing to you also back in France. Um, the age-old um, aim at the spinning car, and by the time you reach it, it will be gone. Yeah, that didn't work for me either because I ended up with no front wing, and the car that was spinning ended up with a damaged rear wing. I love how Paranoid is currently typing in the Discord and also changing down with and driving with the other hand. Then it'll just be a report, Paranoid. It won't be a restart. Also, how are you gonna get bullied like that by your boy? You can't let him treat you that bad and just go, no problem. You gotta have some sort of combat. Alright, let's see if we can actually see anybody's damage, shall we? If we can actually... Oh, this is irritating because they've updated the game, haven't they? And they've now done it so then there's a heat. Warm air coming out the back of the cars which disturbs the car behind. Was that Teddy in the bits? Does he go down to the hards? I don't think he was the only one that dropped into pits. He was. No, he wasn't. Ronan also went in. It's gonna be a tall ass to get those mediums to last 18 laps, Ronan. Yeah, this has just been a weird sort of race so far. Disconnecting during the initial lobby and then having to get invited back. Went through quali perfectly flying, then end up in a random car for the formation lap and first lap of the race. Got to witness what it's like from the on-board perspective for everybody making the way through from the back of the grid. Witnessed Arso's demise. Now we've got Armin, Jada and Cammy, as well as Colby. The Williams in a sandwich at the moment of hard runners. How is Nerfback making up places as we speak? Is that Russ having a moment somewhere? Is that the safety car in this lap or no? I presume it is. Yeah, it's in. and Armin has gone, but again no overtaking until the line, so with a couple of tight corners, he's not made a terrible start, but it's not fantastic either. Oh, he's run wide. Goes defensive long straight. Just about shuts the door in time for Jadoid not to sneak up his inside. It's always a fantastic battle between these two. Cammy has backed Colby off. That's Wicken and Nerf back. Don't go too wide through Cox. Paranoid going to win from P5. Oh, that's just chopping straight across the front of Brad there, Wicken. At least he got out of it. I'm not quite sure why everybody's gearboxes are telling them to shift down to second. Yep, so we're just going to ignore that. Because it's still got me in the race, hasn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, this has now become a four-way battle for the lead. Colby just taking his time, picking his spot. He's at the very back of this DRS train, so he can afford to sit back for a minute. They're saying that Jacket isn't giving up that pace on Wicken yet. Paranoid runs wide at Cox. Claymore is also catching up onto this. Oh! That's Jado gone. Don't spin round and cook your tyres immediately, because you've got to get him back down to 10. That's Wicken round his outside. That's a nice move by Wicken. Well done, Jado, for not particularly. Oh! DRS is now enabled, so that is Cammy all over the back of Armin. But what was 4 is now 3. Brad has had a moment and spun. And so is FLR. So we're going to ride on board with Colby while he's trying to pick his spot to overtake Cammy on. I love watching battles like this unfold because the driver behind just ever slowly edges closer and closer. Because these two will be focusing on each other and not the car behind. So here we go, as we got the run up the inside at Stowe. Well done, Cammy, for not just shutting the door and turning in. Off. Oh. Cammy did try and come straight back at him. Jado picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Wicken picking up places left, right and centre. The man is on fire at the moment on those hards. And now he's got Paranoid in his sights. Ginger's decided to retire in the pit lane. J-Dot is all the way down in P14. He's going to need a safety car in a moment. But this little scrap here is going to go down to all the way down to Stowe. From here down to Stowe, it's just all about fight, like closing up the gap. Gets a better run through Cox. Don't try and send it through Maggots and Beckett, so there's not an overtaking place. It is not a place you've got too wide. There we go, right on his gearbox as they come through Chapel. Takes the wider run out. Move done. That's the medium runners coming in at the midway point of the race. No, it's Armin and Colby out ahead. Obviously coming out of the pits onto a cold set of hards, it's just about making sure that you don't drop it. As Lars just picks up the time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's how bunched up everybody is that the people that pitted from the top 4 have managed to drop down to 13th and 14th. With them, Jesus, it's a long stop around here. Claymore picks up the time penalty. Let's see how close these two get. Ross deciding that he's going to take the inside line through Cox and make it stick. So well done there, Factory giving enough room to make that move. Probably sets the fastest lap of the race. Nerf Pack actually coming back at Brad at the moment. I'm not sure how long Nerf Pack is thinking about being on these hards for, but that's not going to help. Because he's now going to have FLR for company, who I think is just about within the RS, because the detection zone has been, yep, has the RS now. Has he opened it? Yeah, he just doesn't seem to have a great deal of straight line speed, but sized that move up nicely on Nerf Pack. Jacket picking up a time penalty, so Ronan, Kiani and Jacket all on time penalties. Claymore, J-Dot and Lars all on the penalty. Ross now on the penalty. Speaking of Ross, he's God sending it through the S's. Nerf Pack picks up 1-2, so just over half distance, and a considerable chunk of the drivers have gotten time penalties. Wickham setting the fastest lap again on those hards, but he has been on them for... Oh, well held. But they are 6 laps fresher than Colpies and Almonds, so... as it stands, when the leaders pit, they will be back out in about P10. Right on board with Ronan and Paranoid, as this looks like it is the closest battle at the moment. Besides from Jacket and Teddy. Oh! Ronan and Paranoid is on wheel-to-wheel through cops. Lars sets the fastest lap of the race. Ronan's got this in the bag. What way is he going? Clears the car before moving back over. Paranoid doing the smart thing there instead of coming back on and almost dropping it on the curb, just continuing until it runs out, and then backing out of any potential advantage he's gained. That's Jacket in the pit. Claymore and J-Dog now going to be going at it very, very shortly. J-Dog on slightly older tyres, but only by a lap. On the hards, that really doesn't mean anything until they get to a good 10 laps old. Is he close enough? Nope. Primo did not have to use his ERS there to defend either. This is going to be an interesting one. Which one of these has... You love seeing the different lanes people take through these fast corners. Wickham and Colby have swapped places because of in the pits. J-Dog has made it past Clayton now. Teddy past Colby in the pit, so Colby's going to drop right away off. Is Armin doing what I think Armin's doing? Is Armin trying to pull those hards out to about lap 20 because they had that safety car and then swap onto a set of softs? Knowing that all he's got to do now is just finish the race if J-Dog only finishes outside the top 10. Sillverstone is one of those tracks where everybody's line is different through every corner, and it all depends on how much grip that you've got. Depends on the launch that you get. It's such a fascinating track in this regard. And one of the most underrated tracks on the calendar, but some people love it, other people hate it. I'm kind of indifferent on it. My pace is normally solid, but I don't particularly enjoy the races a lot, as Armin has pitted. He's doing 8 laps on a set of mediums. So that says to me that he's trying to do quali, like essentially quali runs on those mediums. Paranoid is actually up into P10, P3, sorry. Whereas that drop, Armin's managed to come back out in P5 ahead of Colby still, but not by much. Who is yet to stop? So Wickham has pitted. Everybody is... Oh, Brad's retired. So once the field passes Brad, everybody that will finish will get at least a point. And the field is relatively spaced out now, except for Armin and Colby, which fireworks anyone, because it is bonfire night this weekend. Here we go. Nice move by Colby. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to keep my eye on the Discord as well as the action on track. So these two are going to be straight back at it in the next DRS zone. Nerfpack picking up a time penalty, Colby somehow managing not to. And I know that Colby didn't have a setup for this race until about 10 minutes before the lobby went live. So kudos to Colby for actually managing to pull a decent result out here. Oh, what happened there? As Jado is catching the back of Ross very quickly. Ross picking up another penalty, so that's not going to help his race whatsoever with 6 laps to go. Pardon me. As things stand, obviously subject to confirmation by the standings team of Claymore and Smalley. As it stands, I believe that Armin will be crowned champion with a race to go. As long as he doesn't DNF or anything like that. Which might be why he's not particularly pushing to catch Colby. He's just taking it steady and just actually using Colby to help catch the cars ahead. Which they are doing. Between them though, they have got Lars and Kiani by the looks of it. Oh, sorry, Lars and Nerfback. How many penalties does Ronan have? 3. So as long as he can stay out that 3-second window of paranoid, he should be relatively okay. They are catching Henke significantly each lap though. Lars picking up a time penalty there. Who's actually got the fastest lap at the moment? Lars. on the soft down in P15. So, I mean, if you're not going to get the point, you may as well take it away from someone else. The yellow flag in front of them. Who's that? That's Ross Round. If Ronan can get these mediums to stretch out, then again, another week in a row where he's managed to do the impossible on a set of tyres that should only last 12 to 14 laps, and he's doing close to 18 on them. It's impressive. His tyre management definitely has improved in this season compared to last, from what I can remember anyway. You can feel free to correct me on that. Sorry guys, this is genuinely the closest battle on track at the moment, as there's only 7 tenths between them. As Teddy's just picked up a 3-second penalty, which is going to help Armin and Colby both jump him. And Paranoid's also got one too. So if these two can get into position, well, within touching distance of them leaders, Armin needs to pull in 4 seconds in the next 3 laps on Paranoid and 3 on Teddy to gain the position. So this is an interesting one, as Jado and Candy have just swapped over. Jado obviously carrying that 5-second penalty from speeding in the pit lane earlier on in the race. But we will jump back on with Armin, and because this gap is dropped. It's DRS on DRS at the moment. I'd say Armin's actually sat in the perfect position to kind of bounce his way into P3 by the end of this race. Let's see where everybody started, shall we? Armin is down 5. Hey Sertax, how we doing, bud? Armin is down 5 positions, so he's starting to lead. Wiccan up 14, so he's starting P15. Kiani up 9. Jado down 3. Famo down 2, but is looking at the back of Gianni as we speak. So, this is not really where Armin wants to be. He does not want to be on the inside of that corner. But Colby's got more ERS. Paranoid is... Teddy's on the lead at the moment. Nope, Armin is. Trying not to dip below that 10%, which is the threshold for losing engine power. As I say that, he's just absolutely violated it. Lars has just left the session, so we are down to 14. Did Lars crash or retire in the pits? Oh, that is a great move. So Armin looking at Colby and Paranoid in the final couple of laps. Claymore has dropped off the back of Kiani a little bit. Ross picking up a time penalty. Actually, it looks like FLR is going to get a top 10 in his debut, so well done him. I think Armin is just sizing up these two for a final lap assault. Here we go. That's Colby going through Kiana, and Armin sliding straight through as well. So Wickham just about to cross the line on the final lap. So sorry guys, this is the battle that we will be watching for the last lap. I know we've been watching it for like the last 5, but you get my given point. Is Armin close enough? I don't think he is. He's got to pull in like 8/10 in the next couple of corners. No, back picks up a 3-second penalty. Is he actually close enough? The yellow flag in sector 3, that is Ross round. I think Armin's not got enough. I think he's going to miss out on the podium here with Wickham just about to cross the line. Nothing stupid from Wickham here. There we go. Ronan will be next up. And Ronan does have a puncture. Ronan has a puncture. No, that is so unfortunate for Ronan, as Armin does sneak into the top, into the podium position. As a result, Jadoy finishing down in P8. Kiani and Claymore, the next two, going to be across the line. Claymore actually setting the fastest lap of his race on the final lap. As FLR does finish inside the top 10 on his debut. Well done him. Jacket will be across next, followed by Ross. And then Nerfpack will be Ross is there we have it, ladies and gents. That was Sillverstone. We'll let the podium sitters have their moment of glory. Yeah, just wait until the confirmation goes out and about Armin and the Tier 2 title. I will confirm that this time next week. if he has done enough. I do believe he has. So Wickham taking the win in what has been a very up and down season for him, followed by Colby and Armin on the podium. So congratulations to those three. And we'll just round out and confirm that Wickham did win by 16 seconds, followed by Colby, Armin. Ronan unfortunately getting that penalty right at the end. That puncture, sorry. Teddy in P5, Paranoid in P6. Great weekend for McLaren. These two are propping up that team left, right and centre, being consistently together. Cammy and Jadoy, who I think have done enough to help the Williams team win the Constructors title. Again, confirmation to come next week. FLR in his CDR debut, finishing P9. Kiani in 10th, Claymore in 11th, Jacket 12th, Ross 13th, Nerf Pack the last of the finishers, Lars, Brad, Ginge, Arsol and Bab all DNFing. Myself retiring because I was not a part of that race and got allocated a car. So, Tier 3 will be on at the usual time of 8 o'clock on Sunday, back to its usual time zone after the North American races of the last couple of weeks interfering with our races. So catch that on Twitch Sunday evening, 8 o'clock GMT. But for me, I'll be back at the same time, same place next week. Good night.